Yo, what up? This is D Knight, and you're listening to the Pardon the Interaction podcast. My oh my, we've had so much going on. For starters, in case you missed it, we've got a new addition to the Pardon Pie family, Tara Dublin. Make sure you go follow her on Twitter at Tara Dublin Rocks. Also, pick up a copy of her book while you're at it. Make her day, The Sound of Settling. A very fun and interesting read compared to the things we talk about on this podcast. But yeah, we're heading toward the do or die time for the 2024 election. Go ahead and hit up JoeBiden.com. Get that man like $1 a month or something. Help his campaign staff up and get prepared to try and save our democracy. And make sure to grab like one other person you know and tell them about the podcast. Make sure they subscribe and tune in every single week. We got a lot of things coming up for you this year. We need all the support that we can get. So if you do your part and help us grow our audience, we'll do our part and help elect Joe Biden in 2024 and save American democracy. And this is the Pardon the Interaction podcast. Well, won't have a podcast without that. All right. So first of all, we'll just like quickly go over Biden's his 2024 campaign announcement. I guess I don't know why I put reelection there. Whatever.
Reelection campaign.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I just left out campaign.
You're just a seer.
Yeah, and then we'll go over, Tucker Carlson getting fired. But beyond that, there was this article in Rolling Stone today about Fox News having like a dossier on Tucker to keep him from getting out of line. Now that things have soured between them. So that's one angle we can take on Tucker getting fired. And of course, feel free to make fun of his ass. After that, Abby Grossman was on MSNBC earlier in like a 40-minute interview that was packed full of shit that I didn't really have time to get all the details of, but I tried to go back over it and make as many notes as I possibly could. That was quite an endeavor. And then one of the tapes that was in her possession was of Ted Cruz on going on Maria Bartiromo's show, where he had a secret plot to try and overturn the 2020 election days before January 6th. Also, Neil Gorsuch had to try to pull off a Clarence Thomas impersonation, accepting basically a bribe through a real estate transaction. I feel like, we used to investigate people for this. I'm fairly sure that, Bill Clinton's impeachment started over a real estate deal that they didn't even make any money on. So I don't understand what's going on with the Supreme Court. Fuck them people. Then, of course, there's Fani Willis. She's got a schedule for the indictments coming.
Indictments are coming. Yes, I made it to there in the notes.
And then there were some text messages from some people associated with the Trump's campaign about their plot to use the data from the election machines that they hacked it were rather illegally seized. And also kind of some insight into what was going on with the delay down there in Georgia with Fani Willis's investigation, because apparently she had offered, and I wanted to talk about this last week, but it just have been another 30 minutes where the lawyer representing some of the fake electors apparently didn't relay to the fake electors that Willis's office was offering some of them an immunity agreement in order to cooperate. So that's part of it. That's, one of the issues that contributed to the delay, right? Because she said, charging decisions imminent. And that didn't mean necessarily indictments were imminent, but that she would make the decision to charge. But of course, there's been anyway. Yeah. So that's the gist of it. I know that's a lot of shit. I'll try and fly through it as fast as possible. I know I don't want to like stay up all night with me, or at least
get it over with and go to sleep.
Exactly.
I mean,
no, I don't. You're right. Aren't you done yet?
I'm just saying, like, all night is like, I hear about that in song, but
Ty's like, I don't know nothing about that. My dudes are like, one hitter quitters. You get like one stroke, done, and then they're out. Yeah.
That's it. geriatric.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Would you even be interested in like a multiple hours long session of?
No, man.
Yeah.
I'm not in my 20s anymore, man.
I mean, I'm not either.
Like
no,
10
that's
minutes.
too much sauce.
Are you serious?
Sauce.
10 minutes.
I'm gonna start my timer. 10 minutes, girl. You're strong. That's too much.
I'm like a woman. Like I need some foreplay and some affection, and I need to get like work.
I need food, and then that's about. Those are. That's it.
Okay. All right. Okay. I need to get off this conversation now. Okay. So I'll count us in. We'll do our intro. Shout out to Sheets and Giggles, and then we'll jump into Biden's reelection campaign. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, this is D Knight.
This is Carol.
This is Ty.
And you're listening to the Pardon the Insurrection podcast, where, goddamn it, we are finally going to get around to some insurrection-related news today. But first, word to our sponsor, Sheets and Giggles. If you didn't know, Sheets and Giggles, Colin, their CEO, he actually sent us some sheets last week. We finally got our goodie bag. I just have to point out the fact that my sheets are absolutely fucking amazing. Best sheets I've ever had.
They are so great.
But that's usually because I get like the 250 thread count. So maybe I just needed to upgrade my lifestyle. I don't know. But, unlike Tucker Carlson, I will actually be sleeping well at night, not only because I have Sheets and Giggles, but I also have a job.
A good night's sleep is important to how productive you are the next day. And Sheets and Giggles are amazing.
Well, Tucker Carlson don't have to worry about being productive tomorrow because he ain't got no job.
That's true.
But
he's probably got some nice sheets. Money buys some pretty nice sheets, and I did like them, by the way. They're very smooth and light. It feels like during the summer they're gonna not get all sweaty.
Yeah, very luxurious feeling.
Anyway,
on to the crazy batshit insanity of the week. I mean, I don't know if any of you out there have been keeping up the news today, but as we're recording this, it's Tuesday, April 25th. It's been a day, and we're going to try and bring you through it as best we can, starting off with President Biden announcing his campaign for president in 2024. Woo! Let's go, Biden. Yeah, go Joe.
Riding with Biden.
Yeah.
I want to get me a Dark Biden t-shirt.
Dark Brandon. I'm going to get the mug. Yeah. Hey, look, everyone out there listening, just go ahead, log on, onto your phones or whatever the fuck device you use to access the internet. Go to joebiden.com, pick you out one of them fantastic Dark Brandon mugs. They fucking fantastic. I appreciate that the campaign is just leaning into the shit. You got the laser eyes going on. It's fantastic.
And I previously said like I would never wear, like, people are like, oh, no one wears like Joe Biden t-shirts. Like, well, it's because we're not in a cult. But now I'm like, but that's a cool t-shirt.
Yeah, the shirts are actually fucking incredible now. So
you know what? Maybe we should form a cult. Like maybe we need to fight cult with cults.
Like, am I allowed to use Biden's name, image, and likeness? Because I will make some pretty fucking dope ass pardon the insurrection swag.
I don't think he's going to be suing you for like
copyright infringement. Yeah,
I think he's busy.
Likeness rights.
But
right, also, like, you'd be promoting for him, so
let us know on
Twitter to the podcast next time. I mean, the Zoom meetings.
The White House. Yeah, bring me into the DNC Zoom meetings. All right, let us know on the Twitter if you would like for us to set up a Shopify store with some dope ass Pardon the Insurrection / Joe Biden gear. I'll get on that. I really don't have too much to say about this other than, like, it's obvious President Biden is going to be your nominee. Like, fuck these people talking about he needs to be primaried or they don't want him to run. No, he's your fucking nominee. Kamala Harris is your vice president.
Yeah, we don't need Jill Stein 2.0.
No, white people out there like begging for a different running mate for Biden. That was never going to happen. You fuckers are stupid and you're losers. Like I feel like we spend so much time fighting the idiots on the right. We shouldn't also have to fight the idiots on the left, but yet here we are.
That's true. That's true. The freaking anti-Biden like hate or whatever.
It's insane.
We are in a fucking cesspool right now. We are in a shithole, and we need Biden to keep pulling us out of this. 2028, I'm all for Mayor Pete and Gavin Newsom.
Nope. But Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris is definitely in play. It's just, there's so much, it's like the Hillary Clinton effect of that people don't even know why they don't like her.
Well, it's because she's a woman.
Pretty self-explanatory. And a black woman who has achieved what none of them have ever achieved. The same with Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yeah. She is on the Supreme Court. Kamala Harris is the vice president, the second most powerful person in the world. 2 black women.
Yeah. All right. So you can be a Gavin Newsom fan. You can be a Mayor Pete fan. You can be a fan of whoever the fuck you want to. But don't pretend like the black woman who's been holding the fucking fort down doesn't exist. That's what I'm asking of you. Yeah. So Trump's obviously at this point on track to be the nominee for the Republican Party, which means Biden's going to win overwhelmingly in 2024, at least as far as votes are concerned. Maybe the Republican Party finds some way to cheat their way into the White House in 2024, but they ain't going to win.
Oh, the best. Trust and believe they're fucking working.
Yep. Biden 2024. Let's go. JoeBiden.com. Donate some fucking money. You don't have to give away your whole life savings or anything, but what I would recommend you to do, and this is really, really important. It's important that you do it now as early as possible, even though it doesn't seem like a lot. What I recommend you do, again, JoeBiden.com, go to donations, go to other, hit the other amount, donate $1, but this is the most important part. Make sure you set your donations to monthly recurring so that you're just sending $1 every month. I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this podcast can afford $1, right? Cause you have to have access to the internet, and that costs far more a month than the fucking $1 donation I'm asking you to send to Joe Biden so we can save our fucking democracy. And it's important that you do that because the way campaigns function, like having money piled in 2024, October, November, it's great. But there's really nowhere for that money to go but the TV ads, and that shit is fucking expensive. But if you start sending money now, and there's a recurring stream, they can count on that income from now until election day. They can plan, they can build infrastructure, they can get the teams together, they can get a ground game going, they can do their online advertising, which is as cheap as it'll ever be for the presidential campaign starting now. So get on that, spread the word, share this podcast, tell the motherfuckers to get on their job. You want to save democracy. It's not going to save itself. You got to do your part. All right. On to Tucker Carlson. If you were unaware, Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox News, one of their highest rated TV show hosts, most viewed news show in the country over the last month. Lost his fucking job. Ha ha ha.
Wait, we got to make it sound like a crazy coked up laugh. It was like his laugh.
We don't need any sheets to giggle at Tucker Carlson losing his job.
That is true. You lost your job.
Yeah, you ain't got no job. He's like Martin. He like Tommy on Martin. He going in to work at the building with no windows tomorrow, and we just gonna be like, you ain't got no real job, Tucker. Anyway, so the media's had their fun giggling at him for the past few days. It's been a pleasurable experience. But the angle we're going to take on that today is an article from Rolling Stone proclaiming that Fox News executives have in their possession a dossier of alleged dirt on Tucker should he decide to attack the network in the wake of his departure. So this should be fun, guys. Strap in, or rather strap on, as Carol once said. Yeah, all the tea.
But now you have said more times.
Well, it was just so funny the first time. I was like, I'm never going to forget that. Yep. Strap in, folks, or strap on. And make sure you have your sheets and Googles ready when you grab the strap. So regardless of how the network portrays the departure of Tucker Carlson, one former on-air Fox personality says that Carlson and some of the channel's executives are parting ways on, quote, the worst and, quote, messiest possible terms.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's so sad. Wah, wah. So according to Rolling Stone, 8 people familiar with the situation say that Fox News and its comms department have what could be considered damaging information on Tucker. One source with knowledge calls it a, quote, oppo file, as in like opposition research.
Indeed.
As in like, anyway, not important. Opposition research. I mean, obviously you have to know what that is. If you're listening to this podcast, you're familiar with how the way elections work and how people
Indeed.
try to collect damning information about their opponent. Well, Fox is doing the same thing with their fucking employees. So Pardon the Insurrection likes to call it compromise. Two sources add that Fox is prepared to disclose some of its contents if higher ups believe Carlson will go on the attack. So Carlson unhappily fired. People want to say that they parted amicably. That's not what the fuck happened. No on-air TV host gets fired like on a Monday morning before their show.
That's some next level Friday shit.
Oh yeah, look, if you're gonna fire,
I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah,
hell you will.
How you get fired on your day off? But no one decides to amicably part ways with their news network without having the opportunity to come on their show and sign off. So his last appearance was Friday. He got fired Monday morning. He did not get to come in Monday and do his fucking show. So that should let you know the discrepancy between what Fox was reporting and the reality of the situation.
Yes,
so
he very amicably was escorted out by security. Now, I don't know that that's true, but most companies do that.
Well, they cut off his email and shit like immediately. So
that's standard practice. I mean,
they treated him like a fucking postal worker that got fired on the weekend or something. They're like, we can't have him coming in here and shooting up the place. They cut off his email immediately, like before that's wild.
I would do that too.
You would do that too? Okay. Well, you're the head of legal.
If someone, when someone leaves, their email access is cut off the same day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess
it's never been like, what's it called? Not confrontation, adversarial. So like if it was, though, it would be immediate. I mean, not like by tomorrow morning is fine. Like, no.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So the alleged file includes internal complaints regarding workplace conduct, disparaging comments about management and colleagues, and allegations that the now former primetime host created a toxic work environment. Three of the sources say. So given that Carlson is being sued by a former producer, Abby Grossman, maybe Fox shouldn't be hinting that they're in possession of evidence that could further implicate Carlson.
Or maybe they should.
I mean, well, if the point is to have the file as leverage over Tucker Carlson,
their own trial. Oh.
Yeah, maybe you don't want, like, I don't know, Abby Grossberg subpoenaing Fox News for that information so it can be released at trial. Seems like that would, like, I don't know, not work in your favor. Like that would just further encourage Carlson to go nuclear on his former employees. I don't know. Just seems like I don't know, a lack of discretion on Fox's part. Maybe you should be, well, again, look. So what I've heard is that this is an open secret at Fox that they do this. They keep files on everyone, or at least as far as the talent goes. Yeah, but anyway. So a handful of former Fox personalities confirmed that Irina Briganti, head of comms, is in the habit of maintaining dirt files on the on-air talent. Carlson included. Yep.
Sorry. Irena Briganti is a very nice name. Go on.
She works for Fox News, Carol. I'm sure.
I didn't say she was a nice person. I just like the way that name sounds.
Well, I was going to say she's probably hot and blonde, but she's an evil bitch. No offense to any of you bitches out there.
But in terms of sonorance, Irena Briganti, it's very...
That Italian, it sounds, I'm getting like...
yeah, she has a very elegant and appealing name.
Fascist vibes.
Well, that's... Okay. Yeah, we're going back to 1940s Italy with the fascism. All right, great. From an unnamed employee, quote, Irena tries to keep a file on everybody. Any talent like Tucker would have a lot of things.
Talent. Go on.
Okay, he's an on-air personality, and he's very popular. We're still not quite entirely sure how talented he is. I mean, given that this is the third cable news network he's been fired from, and there are only 3 of them, one could argue about his talent or lack thereof. Quote, any talent like Tucker would have a lot of things. Other people complaining, they encourage it, and then they just keep it on file. It's just a classic dirty trick. So
how could someone else blame you for the act that you committed?
Okay, so here's what Fox does, right? I guess the HR department, like, they encourage their employees to complain, file whatever complaints you have about the Fox News host, but they don't actually hold the fucking host accountable. They just add it to the file to fucking blackmail the host should shit go sideways. Because of course that's the type of fucking company Fox is, and why would you ever work for them? Because they will try to destroy your life as they continue to try to destroy America.
I wonder if they'll see like a sexual harassment, but like an employment law suit over this.
It's entirely possible. Ty, what you eating?
Popcorn.
Damn, that looks good.
I mean, management is required to take action in those situations that they know about them.
Salt and butter.
In New York.
Or white cheddar.
So let's just see if that comes up. But I guess that's the least of their problems right now.
Yeah.
Do you like melt your own butter and like pour it on there?
You can see that D is enthralled.
No, it's microwave popcorn. I just had to grab Jeremy, made a bag, and didn't eat it all while I'm making.
Okay, see what had happened was, kids, is I haven't had dinner. Ty popped some popcorn while I was speaking about Tucker Carlson, and your boy loves salty, buttery shit. So there you go. That's what happened.
So he preferred that story to my legal analysis. The one time I know something about what we're talking about was.
Back to Tucker Carlson. So from
New
another
York employment law.
I am impressed that look, I know this is in your wheelhouse. I'm excited for you to finally feel like you can put your legal expertise to use on the Pardon the Insurrection podcast.
I do give the sexual harassment training, the anti-sexual harassment training. I play the whole video.
No, we're not pro sexual harassment on Pardon the Insurrection, unless it's welcomed. Like, anyway, yeah. So I guess it wouldn't be harassment at that point. Anyway, from an unnamed employee, Irena tries to keep a file on everyone. Any talent like Tucker would have a lot of. Wait, I did that already. I'm sorry. From a former on-air host, I got distracted by Ty's popcorn. You got to see her licking her fingers. I'm doing the sexual harassment thing.
From a former on-air host, Briganti keeps files on everyone to screw with them. It's classic Fox. Yep. Carlson, who had his disdain for Fox execs exposed in the Dominion suit, was caught saying shortly after Fox projected Biden to become the 2020 winner. Do executives understand how much credibility and trust we've lost with our audience? End quote.
You're definitely trying to get a job in theater, aren't you? Your dramatic reading voice is fantastic.
Did that not sound like Tucker Carlson? I thought I do a better Carlson than I could do a Trump.
No, you actually do.
Anyway, regarding Fox News executives, Carlson said, oh, I have another one. A combination of incompetent liberals and top leadership with too much pride to back down is what's happening. What? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, that's how insane Tucker's relationship with Fox is. He thinks like the higher ups are libs.
He thought it was his network.
Leadership with too much pride to back down. Yeah. Back down from what? Does he believe in the 2020? I'm so confused. What is his stance?
Well, he was rather upset with Fox News for projecting Biden to be the winner in 2020. If you may not recall that, but so
projecting the accurate outcome hurt their credibility
with their viewers. Yes, because they've been feeding their viewers lies for years. So when you finally decide to tell them the truth, yes, you can see how that would hurt their credibility. Okay, look, that's a very convoluted explanation because we're on the side of like actual factual information, so it doesn't make very much sense to us. But for a propaganda network, if you tell the truth, it ruins the experience for the viewers because they sign up for the propaganda. And that's why Tucker Carlson was mad.
Propaganda and stay for the racism.
Yeah. So you can totally understand why Fox needs to keep a file on this fuck. Because he's like, hey, look, my own company's not willing to go far enough with the insanity.
What's just killing me is that they literally learned nothing from Roger Ailes. Like the freaking same culture of misogyny and sexism and just, it was like they learned nothing.
It sounds like they learned everything from him.
Well, the thing they learned is they got to keep a file on these fuckers. Or because, again, you have to fire these fucks and they got all the dirt on the company. The only way you're going to keep them quiet is to have dirt on them. But yeah, Ty, it's funny. You're like, oh, they didn't learn anything from Roger Ailes. Well, Abby Grossman, former top producer for Maria Bartiromo and worked on Tucker Carlson show. If you're unfamiliar with her recent activity, she's filing suit against Carlson and the network for some fuckery. She went on Ari Melber's show earlier today. Did either of you happen to watch that? No,
I did not watch
Ari Melber. I'm sorry.
Today. Eli Honig?
No.
I'm trying to think of like online.
She was. Who comes on before Ari Melber?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I saw that Ari Melber was a lawyer, so instead of thinking of other TV personalities, I thought about other lawyers.
Nicole Wallace
on TV.
All right, so Abby Grossman made like a 40-minute appearance on Nicole Wallace's show on MSNBC today. It was buck wild, rife with insane shit. She was talking about her experiences working for the company while she's filing her lawsuit. The things she endured, how crazy of a fucking shit show it is at Fox News. I mean, I guess we probably all suspected as much. But she started right off the bat by saying like, just moving from Bartiromo's show to Carlson's show, like right off the bat, she was like, oh, this is unprofessional. And she was talking about how she walked into the office and there's like pictures of Nancy Pelosi in a bathing suit plastered all over the walls. And like, she hadn't had her own personal computer. So one of the computers she was using, to produce the show, the screensaver the background image was also Pelosi in a bathing suit. So that's some pretty wild shit. I'm not entirely certain why anyone would want to have pictures of Nancy Pelosi in a bathing suit at their job. Not that Nancy wasn't fine back in the day, but like it's some weird shit. It's weird. Okay, Carol, does Tucker Carlson remind you of that incel guy who finally got laid one time and then got kicked out of the incel community? Yeah. Same vibes.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to discuss my interests, D.
All right, side tangent. Carol, tell us about the leader of the incel community and his rapid descent toward being slightly less incelibate, but getting expelled from the community. That was a fun experience.
Okay, so I don't even remember. Do you remember the guy's name?
No, but I remember it was fucking hilarious.
The leader of the online incel community. Yeah, what he said, he finally got laid. And like said he was leaving because you have to be an incel to be in the community, and like the members of the community. I'm just was reading through lots of screenshots when we started the show, and it's just like they're all mad at him. Like, you betrayed us. And the best part is he's like, this isn't something to aspire to. Like, this isn't some movement. There's no cause. It's just like,
all right. I have his tweet.
I just stay a virgin forever. I don't care.
Right. Well, I have his tweet. His handle, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's like Comer Sarge. I don't know. KOMESARJ. If you want to like look that fucking shit up. So his tweet is like, I feel a lot of mixed feeling about leaving the incel community. While it feels good to no longer be incel, I'm going to miss all the friends and connections I've made. To all of you who've supported me over the years, thank you. I start a new chapter in my life, albeit late. One of the replies to that tweet was, quote, it's honestly disgusting that you betray your community when some chick finally settles for you. His response to that was, well, enjoy being a virgin for some weird cause. No one wants to be incel. Laugh out loud. We're not Jedi.
I love it. It's just so, like, what are those guys thinking? If it was voluntary, then they're not incels. They're just voluntarily celibate. Do they know what voluntary means?
I don't know. I don't know if they know how sex works, to be honest. Like, clearly they've never had it.
Do they think they're on like a sex strike until women like are good enough for them?
I don't know. But this one guy is hilarious. He's like, this is the equivalent of LeBron retiring. The incel community has lost their biggest prospect. Like, I don't know how you retire from being an involuntary celibate. Like, you don't retire from that. You just, anyway, I don't have these issues. Like, it just reminds me, Tucker Carlson vibes is how we got here. So yeah. All right. Back to Grossberg and her appearance on Nicole Wallace. So apart from the pics of Nancy Pelosi in a bathing suit, which, 20 years ago, I'd actually probably be into that. Sorry.
Is it a recent picture?
Gratuitous male wandering eye here. No, just like a picture of her. Anyway, so apart from that, Carlson even asked if Maria Bartiromo and Kevin McCarthy were having an affair. Oh. You're thinking about that. You're like,
Who asked who? Just someone?
Carlson.
Unnamed.
Well, no. So Abby she had produced for Bartiromo show previously. So I'm guessing Carlson assumed that she had all the inside dirt on that.
Oh, got it.
I don't know
just
why.
The hot goss.
Yeah. I don't know why anyone would assume that they're having an affair. I can't imagine
Maybe
anyone.
Maria's the office slut.
Well, okay. Well, I guess that's a possibility, but even an office slut wouldn't want to have sex with Kevin McCarthy.
Maybe she would. Why not? He's not a objectively bad looking guy.
But he a bitch, Carol. He is a bitch. No one's attracted to a bitch.
Maybe no Maria is. And by the way, nothing against sluts.
No, I'm pro slut. Like all you sluts out there listening to the podcast, we salute you. You make the world a better place. Like, you are going around engaging activities that make everyone's days better. You brighten up the world with your gratuitous sexual activities. We are fans of your work.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Unless you're
Part
fucking
of the insurrection is sponsored by sluts.
Unless you're fucking Kevin McCarthy, in which case you've just made poor life decisions. She was also chastised for criticizing the idea of Tucker Carlson interviewing known sex trafficker Andrew Tate. She goes into her experiences about that. That was wild and eye-opening. So there was also this idea that Tucker had been obsessed with proving that January 6th was caused by an FBI plant in the crowd as part of a false flag attack by the government. So that was fucking insane. They have this theory that, what's his name? Ray Epps is somehow an FBI plant, and he was the one who like ginned up the mob to attack the Capitol, which like there's video evidence showing actually the opposite. Well, obviously he didn't work for the FBI and he wasn't an informant either, but also that he wasn't encouraging anyone to attack the Capitol. In fact, he was saying, hey, this is getting out of control, guys. Maybe you fuckers might want to calm down. I don't know. And then like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers like riling up the crowd and attack the fucking building. So that conspiracy theory got put to rest with facts, even though these fuckers probably still believe it. But yeah, Tucker had been obsessed with the idea of proving that because apparently, well, for one, Trump was obsessed with the idea of proving that he wasn't responsible, but that January 6th was a false flag attack by the government. Which, if you think about it, given that Trump was president and installed the head of the FBI, he handpicked the FBI director and could theoretically order the FBI to do whatever he wanted to. If the FBI was responsible for January 6th, Trump would also be responsible. I don't know. I guess like people haven't done the math on that, on how insane that sounds. It's also like the people claiming Merrick Garland is responsible for all the shit that happened in 2020 with the Department of Justice. Bitch, he wasn't even in the Department of Justice.
Yeah, well, chronology, math. So, you know how I keep talking about the continuum of bad faith and ignorance, or just and sincerity, I'm going to put it. And I'm now thinking that Tucker is like veering more into the he believes this shit category because he just seems, this is unhinged.
That's true.
No, we know he doesn't believe this shit. Why? Because we've seen his fucking text messages and we make fun of them all week last week. And it's such a coincidence that we played that little game and he got fired.
Saying he sounds fucking crazy.
He does. Hey, Carol, I'm so glad we played that game. It was such a great idea. I had no idea that he would be getting fired this week. So it just was like the stars aligned. Good things happen when you listen to Pardon the Insurrection. So Grossman went on to say, quote, he was spinning this conspiracy theory that they were ultimately the ones responsible for the Capitol attack, not Fox News, as they're about to go into the Dominion trial. That it was really the FBI that set up this thing, not Fox telling the American people that the election was rigged and the voting machines did it. So, yeah, he basically engaged in some kind of conspiracy theory to absolve Fox News of all their fuckery, even though Fox News is largely responsible for ginning up the fucking crowd and sending them into a fervor to the point where they would attack the Capitol. Because I feel like without Fox News, like January 6th doesn't happen. Of course, like it's possible Trump using Twitter at the time could have ginned up the crowd to fucking show up on January 6th and go bananas. But Fox News helped launder that fucking bullshit. And that's why they had to pay $787 million. Do you like airplanes, Carol?
Yes, sort of. Yes.
I think Stephen Colbert had the best joke where he was like, Fox can start their own airline because they have a Boeing 787. Something like that. Anyway, so Grossberg claimed that even an attorney representing Boeing 787.
I get it now.
Ha ha ha. Grossberg claimed that even an attorney representing some of the Capitol rioters employed her to push Carlson away from that unhinged theory, but it was to no avail because, quote, everyone was a believer on the show. And I'm not necessarily saying everyone believed that story, but everyone was willing to follow along with Tucker's bullshit. I went back to them and said, look, there's no conspiracy theory here. I called the attorney who was representing one of the Proud Boys. He told me on 2 occasions, quote, there's no conspiracy theory. Get away from this stuff. This is dangerous. Tell Tucker to stop. I'll come on your show, but I'll absolutely walk off if he asks me this shit. And the result was find somebody else. Tucker is really intent on this. So he was willing to double down no matter, like, even the fuckers on the ground were like, that's not what happened, bro. We did it. And he's like, nah, it was the FBI. And they won't even take his confession. Tucker wouldn't even take their confession. That's insane. You can see why he lost his job, actually, if you just continue on.
When he said they were believers, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when he said they're believers,
interrupt me all you'd like. It's called Pardon the Insurrection, but it's based on the idea of Pardon the Interruption, where they just talk over each other and they welcome
sport
that.
Yelling.
No, not like that. They actually welcome being interrupted. It's a theme of the show. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Cool.
Oh, did I throw you off?
Stop it. So we were saying they were believers, and it's not necessarily in the story they're telling, but they're believers in the idea that the ends justify the means.
Yes.
Their idea is right. Their cause is just because the outcome will be good in their minds, not because they believe that what they're saying is true.
Excellent elaboration, Carol. Pat yourself on the back. You're really good at this. Ty, are you making dinner? This is a fucking podcast, Ty. You can't be making dinner while we're trying to make fun of Tucker Carlson losing his goddamn job.
Translation, I'm hungry, bitch.
Yeah, can I have some?
I'm making my struggle meal for the night for me and the kids.
I'm hungry too.
It's pinto beans and hot dogs.
You didn't actually have to stop making your dinner. I was just giving you a hard time. Look, okay.
So much. I mean, we have a household of 6 here. And
my God, Ty. That's too many people.
Kayla, Foster, Tori, Jeremy. So I have been trying to make food to have like ready.
Them little bastards gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have to move to Sarah Huckabee Sanders' state where she's allowing child labor and shit.
Meat packing plant that's hiring down the street. I need to send Chrissy and Jeremy down there.
Yeah, send your little 12-year-old down to the meat packing plant. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. We don't endorse child labor on Part of the Insurrection. No, listeners out there, if you haven't figured it out by now, we're a wholly unprofessional bunch when we're recording. I don't care what they do. They can they can go play PS4 while we're making a podcast. I don't care. Yeah. Anyway, continue making your dinner, Ty.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Save me a plate. Well, I don't know.
I've got some tuna. I made some shrimp fried rice earlier because I got some shrimp for like $3.50 at the Mexican store.
Sweet.
And I got 5 dozen eggs for $10.
Wow.
That's insane. $2 a dozen.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. You remind me, hey, you've seen Total Recall, correct? The original, not the remake. Carol, have you seen Total Recall?
I don't remember it well, but yes, I watched it like when it was had just come to home video.
So Arnold's, would you like the plot summary real quick?
Not really. Sure. Yes. Yes. As the listener, I do.
Okay. Just forgive me if I stumble over this. It's been a while. So Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to this it's like this mental adventure theme park thing where instead of like going on an actual vacation, they just implant memories into your brain of a vacation. But you the one thing, like one of the I don't know, the way they put the spin on it when they're trying to sell you this idea, it's like, what's the one thing that's always the same no matter where you go when you're on vacation? And like well, when you sign up for Total Recall, you can reinvent yourself, be a totally different person. You could be you can be an astronaut or whatever the fuck, or you could be a spy. So I guess, obviously Schwarzenegger goes the idea of being a spy. Well, they implant these fucking memories of him being a spy as his quote unquote vacation. But this is where the movie does the thing with the unreliable narrator where now you don't know if he's actually a spy or if he's just experiencing this thing recall implanted. Well, through a series of convoluted twists and turns, he somehow ends up on fucking Mars where there's a lunar base, some Elon Musk type shit, or at least, Elon Musk would dream of this. He can't even get his fucking rockets off the ground without them exploding. And there's this one individual, there's this one individual on the base on Mars. His name is Benny. In one of the most memorable quotes from Benny in this movie, and he keeps referring to this over and over, is like, he's got 5 kids to feed. And it reminded me of Ty.
Yeah.
Ty, you're the Benny of Part of the Insurrection. Except like, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie where Benny turns out to be one of the bad guys and eventually dies, it turns out he doesn't actually have no kids. So
I'm sorry that I made you explain the plot of a movie that's 30 years old. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, explain it for the benefit of the listener. Wait.
Well, notice I didn't give any spoiler alerts because it's 40 years old, really.
40 years?
It's 30 years old, I guess. 92, maybe.
I remember that it had a woman with 3 boobs, and that was all I remembered.
Of course, that's the part that you would take to heart, Carol.